Today I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 6, Episode 5. In the previous episode, we saw Buffy dealing with some more adult things as, her basement had flooded. She's becoming aware of the financial situation that she's in as Joyce is no longer there. She's having to do more of these, adult things that her would have typically taken care of, behind the scenes. And now Buffy is realizing all of these things that her mom did. And most of the money that Joyce left Buffy went to her medical bills. So I don't know if Buffy's going to try and get a job now, what that's going to look like. They didn't really resolve it in the last episode. Buffy left saying she was going to go meet up with Angel. So I'm anticipating that's where this episode's going to go, more of a crossover episode. Angel is obviously now aware that Buffy is back and wants to meet up with her. So I love anytime there's crossover episodes, even though they're definitely bittersweet. And the last time we saw Angel was when Joyce had just died, and he comes to comfort Buffy, after the funeral. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where that's gonna go. Giles is back in town, and he definitely gave Willow an earful for bringing Buffy back in the first place. And I definitely feel like they waited till he left before they could do it, because he wouldn't have let them bring her back. He would have intervened and tried to stop them somehow. And Willow threatens him, which was not expected. There's this group of guys who we've seen from previous episodes, Warren, Andrew, and Jonathan, who are now trying to take over Sunnydale, and they set up this bank robbery with the demons. So that was interesting. I kind of forgotten about those characters because we had just moved on. They seemed like one story arcs, other than Jonathan had a few episodes, but that was it. I'm still curious to see where the season's going to go. I don't feel like we have an established villain yet. So yeah, lots of pieces still at play and still early on in the season. So thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Everybody else, but I would love some chicken.
Yes, as would I.
I'll take a drumstick.
I'm a breast girl myself.
Willow. Oh my. So did she already see Angel? What's going on?
It was intense.
That sucks we don't get to see it though.
Fun fact
I meant with your life.
Oh. Life plans. Wow.
No pressure with everybody staring at her. Oh my gosh. And I'm annoyed we didn't get to see the reunion between Buffy and Angel.
Yeah, it sounds like a good plan. What do you think, Giles?
I didn't think she'd ever go back to school. Oh my. But that's curious if this is what they're gonna do.
Become the crime lords of Sunnydale, with her always one step ahead of us.
Well, that's why we're throwing these tests at her. Seeing which one of us can shake her up the most, maybe.
These three are not gonna take down the Slayer. Can we just skip past this ridiculousness, please?
And I turn
Yeah, fine. Just tell me. Are you sure with all this stuff that we'll be able to watch Buffy without her noticing us?
If only Warren used his powers for good and not evil. Oh, cool. Add a very distinct Star Wars symbol on the back. Yeah.
Oh, hey. Okay, the thing is, since we're messing with the Slayer, who could pummel the three of us into a sludgy substance...
Yeah, exactly. There's no threat here. What are we doing?
Because this time tomorrow, the games begin. And the Slayer will never even know what hit her.
The only one I'm slightly worried about is Warren, because he's a loose cannon and has too many technical skills. But, we're not gonna lose the Slayer to Warren, the guy who makes inappropriate robots. Come on.
She didn't like Mike?
Oh, look, it's fine. I just need to spend a little more time reacclimating, to get back into the swing of things.
Oh my god, what is that?
You can at least say sorry, Bruto.
I'm guessing that was one of the guys. Put something on her. Yeah, tracker or something. Yeah. Frickin' Warren. This guy.
Hey, Warren, this is working great.
Runner is tagged, inhibitor is on. Repeat, inhibitor is on.
Inhibitor from what? Oh my god, that's gonna be terrifying. Yeah, Buffy was definitely getting more scholarly while she was in school. It's never been her favorite, but she was definitely getting more into it, and now she's gotta start over.
Buffy? Are you coming? We're gonna be late for class.
It's causing time jumps, she's missing moments. Yeah, so bizarre.
Buffy, where have you been? You missed art class.
Missed? Tara, something freaky's going on.
Yeah, it's definitely messing with time. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. be so bizarre. She's been through so much already, and now she has to deal with the world in hyperspeed.
That noise. There's something on me.
Yes, get rid of it. Come on, Buffy. You're smarter than this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was short-lived. It was an interesting effect, but she figured it out in, like, what, 5 minutes? Other than time speeding up, but you know what I mean.
Another 30 since it involved actual contact.
Very smooth, by the way.
On the freaking meteorite say she was at a 6.
Oh, come on, it's an 8. Easy.
She fights demons for a living, and, like, time was moving fast? Come on.
120. Beat that! Oh, I will. I will.
Each of them is just gonna, like, take a crack at trying to bring her down. Yeah, again, I'm not worried about these guys, really.
When I introduce you to Tony the foreman, you might want to leave out stuff about blacking out and evil lint.
Yeah, probably wouldn't leave a great first impression. Oh, man.
Lawyers, know what I'm saying? Why don't you put little Brittany here on Holland duty?
It's Buffy.
Okay, princess, you're on it.
These guys suck. Yeah, just you watch, buddy. Look out.
Don't worry about it. And don't let them hassle you doing something stupid and hurting yourself. These beans weigh quite a few 100 pounds.
Not for Buffy, they don't.
Wait. Thanks.
And now you look real silly.
I never thought I'd be working in construction. You know, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
We get paid by the hour. You want to ruin it for the rest of us?
They're like, slow it down. Yeah, take your time. Don't be so good at this.
You're up.
A magical flute? What is he, the Pied Piper? Come on, seriously? These guys are gonna take down the Slayer. That's what we're supposed to believe.
Jumpy. What's the matter? I scare you?
Oh my god, saved his life. Oh, good thing he wears those hard hats. Cheese and rice. I was like, tools are floating, but no, demon crew makes much more sense. Give him the chops, Buffy! Ooh, right in the pigtails. Oh my god, why do they always have teeth on the outside of their face? Why? Oh my god. Yep, bye. Oh, 2 for 1. Ew. Ooh, jelly. Okay, that's terrifying. 2 more to go. Yep. Bonked him. Oh my god. Way to use the sets you got. Good night. Oh, right in the scissor lift. Ooh, right in the hydraulics. Good night. Boop. Yikes. Yeah, obviously. She's the Slayer. Why don't you get it?
Give it back now.
No, I'm still looking.
No, you had your turn now. Give me the...
No, I'm still... Give me...
Change their horn to Star Wars. Good job. Good job. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I fully appreciate it, but just not very subtle.
The client. Should I just show them the demon bodies and say it's all their fault?
Can't. They melted.
Yeah, they turned into goo and melted. So that's out.
You were huddled in a corner, crying like a baby.
Hey, no way. Me? Crying? You're tripping, sweetie.
These guys suck. Yeah, and Xander's like, hey, like, this is important to him. He doesn't want to risk his job, obviously, and now he's got to fix all this, and
Didn't imagine this, Xander.
he was sticking his neck out bringing her in, and yeah.
Try sketch them. That always helps. And then maybe when I get off work, I'll have to go through the mugshots.
He's so understanding, but also like, yeah, you're done here, but I'll help you out after work, so, well.
I can illustrate with an amusing story about a crystal.
See, there was a certain customer.
Of course, they put a camera in the skull. These guys.
Person? It's like she's completely without focus. Should we check the other channels for free cable porn?
I refuse to believe they take down Buffy. I refuse. There's no way. These 3 nincompoops.
Well, you know what homophobia really means about you, don't you?
Stop touching my magic bone!
That's a sentence he never wanted to say out loud.
Opus orbis est et a in media.
Can't be good if Latin's involved. Oh my gosh. This guy, what are you doing? I'm gonna hotbox that van, that's what they're doing.
Miss, which candle creates a more, you know, romantic atmosphere?
I think you're in the wrong place for that, bud.
The one downstairs. It's kind of hairy, though. Maybe it was a daddy hand. I'll just get it.
Is that supposed to be a mummy joke? Oh, what is happening with this episode?
Petrified hamster with eyeballs and honey. Dagger of Lex.
Various loose something. What was in that box? Oh my god. Oh, look at that. A perfectly placed mummy hand. Yep, that's alive. And choking you. Great. Good, good. This is what Jonathan brought back. Oh, good night.
And you get the Dagger of Lex for free with it. See the inlaid mother of pearl underneath the black oozing goo?
As Anya would say, that's a gift with purchase.
Give you money for this?
Oh, it's just playing dead. Little scamp.
Buffy's sales skills could use some work. Yeah. Oh, here we go. And she's just reliving it over and over? What?
On the ep of TNG where the Enterprise kept blowing up?
Or Mulder in that X-Files where the bank kept exploding?
Scully wants me so bad.
Yet somehow I doubt that very, very much. The tongs.
Fingers sold separately.
Oh my god. Don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, exactly. Good try. Gonna think of something else, buddy.
Concentrate on service rather than selling.
Yes. And then I'm going to marry Bob Dole and raise penguins in Guam.
Now she's just messing with him.
You got it, lady.
She's like, well, I told you. This is what you want. And here we go again.
Miss.
Just switch to closed. Tell them that you're done. Oh, here we go. Watch into the back door.
Slug, go with Slug. She's not gonna sleep with you any.
And that ceased to be.
It is an ex-mummy hand.
Buffy, word in your ear.
Wow, how long has she wanted to do that? She's like, stop with taking off the glasses every 5 minutes.
You're doing this.
Oh, God. Oh, throws the candle. Oh, my gosh. The loop is getting... It's breaking her. It's breaking her slowly.
Deliver it anywhere you want.
Really?
Thank you for shopping at the Magic Box.
There you go. Yeah, she figured it out.
I'm sure Buffy would understand that.
Absolutely.
Ask me about curses. Oh my goodness, great name tag. Yeah, short-lived retail life. She's like, I'm never working here again. This bell's gonna give me PTSD.
Life's gonna get a lot less confusing when you figure that out.
You have had so too much drink. At this point, I am cutting you off.
I feel like he can handle it more than you can, but that's interesting. Yeah, stop what? Ugh.
The darkness. Like me. Try on my will. See how good it feels.
I'm terrified of that sentiment. No, thank you. Haha. We haven't seen the Bronze in a hot minute either, and now they're going to a bar to get drunk.
One for lady. We're heading for the back room, Ted. For the real action.
And now Buffy's on a tear. Oh my god, she's letting loose, man. She's like, forget this noise. School's not working out, job's not working out. She's just gonna drink away her problems.
Ah, good. These are the lowlifes.
Fine, a little louder.
They're playing like demon poker. Oh my gosh. Whoa, that one was fun.
You win? He kills our kind. Don't let him in.
High stakes, this poker game.
Ask him if he's heard about the...
I love all the makeup and everything. So cool, so well done. Every creature so distinct.
These guys talk while they play. We'll get more information out of their mouths than out of gaping holes in their corpses.
Spike's not usually the logical one, but yeah, that makes sense.
Annie up.
having kittens.
Kittens?
Come on.
Who's gonna advance me a tiny tap?
I love these little guys.
Where Buffy's the one in jeopardy.
We're really supervillains now, like Dr. No.
Most supervillains don't refer to themselves as supervillains.
Don't make me pull over, okay?
That's just a basket of kittens, so I need them. Oh my god, what is he gonna do with the kittens?
You cleaned us out. No one's that lucky.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you cheat.
Me?
Most definitely, yes. But save the kittens.
Vision.
I'm not using it.
You're not the ones who are cheating.
A literal card up his sleeve. Oh my god. Yeah, right.
Done.
Hey, I won this.
Skipper, be free, kittens.
The money's getting away.
Kitten currency is very American Psycho. I'm very worried.
And the only person that I can even stand to be around is a neutered vampire who cheats at kitten poker.
Well, when you put it like that, but at least she admits that she likes being around him.
I mean, it's a shot of like pigeons doing double takes when the gondola blasted by. Moonraker is inexcusable.
Do we really have to listen to these guys fighting about James Bond movies? Come on. Like, I don't know where this episode's going.
You have discovered me. But do not try to defeat me, for I've been testing you and I know your weaknesses.
This has got to be an apparition or something. What? They can drive away. Yeah, it's a distraction. Yeah, he's not real. Oh, there it goes. That'll do it. Yep. Okay, right in the bits. He's terrifying with these tiny wings.
She hurt me all over.
Someone will see you get in the back.
I won't fit.
Well, do the thing.
Is this Jonathan in a suit or something? Okay, there you go. Yeah, Jonathan in a spell. I was like, the way the demon's talking is not normally how demons talk, so something's up for sure.
This is too much. I can't take it.
Well, tear it up.
She's like, actually, yeah, I'll take it. It's good, yeah.
I don't really know how to say this. But it's a little like having Mom back.
Yeah, as a parent figure, it's somebody she looks up to. Oh my.
I'm just saying, thank you so much.
Yeah, he's the only one really in a position to help her financially, so I'm glad, yeah.
That, this. It makes me feel safe.
Yeah, of course it helps.
I'm gonna be here.
Yeah, I think he's back for good now. That's my guess. We don't know. Or that face says maybe not. Oh, man. Yeah, it's only been a couple episodes. Maybe that was preemptive to assume he was staying. I don't know. So that was my first time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 6, Episode 5. I wasn't expecting it to go this direction. I thought it was going to be the meeting between Angel and Buffy, this crossover episode. That definitely wasn't the case. We have, right at the beginning, Buffy walks in and she's just come from meeting Angel and we don't get to see that. So I don't know what they said, obviously, and she doesn't share it. She says she just wants to keep it private. So yeah, I'm very curious as to what was actually said and if we find out later. I don't know if it was a long conversation, if it was just a quick trip, I have no idea. But yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing that as a viewer because it's always interesting anytime we get to see them back together, even if it is just, for a brief few scenes. I'm sure he was obviously very glad that she was back and had some questions at the same time. Let me know in the comments why it wasn't shown, if there was a reason. This trio, Warren, Andrew, and Jonathan were back, and I wasn't really expecting that because I thought they were kind of a one-episode story as they had, successfully completed this bank robbery. They obviously still had their plan to take down Sunnydale, and I thought that was just kind of gonna maybe be on the background, but nope, they're back in this episode and it sounds like they're gonna be in the next episode. I just can't take them seriously because they're just ridiculous and they're definitely there for comic relief and they've had some funny one-lines, and I definitely like the Star Wars references. Those have been super fun, and them arguing about James Bond, but I can't take them seriously as credible villains. Like, I don't feel a threat from them. I don't feel like it's anything actually serious, and I don't know what the plan is for them for the future, because obviously Buffy knows what their van looks like, so now anytime she sees their van, she's going to be suspicious of them, and she almost, saw them this time, but Jonathan put a spell on himself, and they definitely have some very unique talents, and, like Jonathan turning himself into that demon, and Warren and his horrifying technical abilities to create this, incredible surveillance system, and we know we can create these robots as well, and to have Buffy, and 2 separate time loops almost, like the first one at the school. It almost felt like a distraction episode, like the past few episodes and even the end of season 5 obviously have been so emotionally heavy and a lot going on, Buffy dying and then coming back from the dead. So this kind of felt like, okay, we need an episode to kind of lighten things up and lighten the mood. And it definitely had its comedic elements, but I just didn't know where it was going, and to see Buffy go through these 3 different trials basically as each of the guys in the trio tries to take her down, and her being stuck at school, and I didn't really think she'd ever go back to school. I thought that was completely off the table. I think it might be now. We find out she's missed, this registration, and she was trying to audit the classes, so I don't know how that would work, and she could re-register in the fall, but again, I don't know how she's going to pay for it. And Buffy's never been an overly scholarly character like Willow. Willow's always made school a priority and a focus, and has really enjoyed learning, and I think Buffy felt a little bit like a fish out of water to be back in school, and to hear everybody talking about these big ideas that she's kind of, completely out of the loop and can't really contribute, and feels like everybody's smarter than she is. And even when we saw Buffy start at college, she was struggling a little bit, and then, after a little bit of time, she found her stride and was getting better, and, was speaking up in class more, and now I feel like she's got to start from the bottom all over and build that self-confidence back up. So I don't know if that's something she will do, especially with her time needing to be spent either on slaying or getting a job and working, anything like that. Out of the trio, the only one I find slightly intimidating is Warren, because he can come up with some pretty crafty things and put them into play, and Buffy obviously figured it out in 4 seconds, but again, it just felt like kind of like a letdown, because you have this build up to this big thing, and then it lasts for 4 seconds basically, and them even counting points and trying to figure out who could make the most, cause the most havoc on her life and try and get her into a weakened state so they could take her down, and it just felt a bit all over the place. And then we have, the demons at the construction site. It was interesting to see that Xander would offer to bring her there in the first place. Obviously, he knows how strong she is, and Buffy deals with some sexism there, and we know she is much stronger than everybody and is able to, move quickly, and of course demons just show up and Xander has to, politely say, hey, don't come back, because he's worked very hard for where he is as well and doesn't want to put his stuff on the line, and Buffy doesn't want to pursue a career in construction anyway. This episode definitely felt like an interesting way to show Buffy trying out the adult things without having to give them full storylines and full, arcs, basically. Like, okay, we have a scenario where she goes back to school. They can kind of explore that possibility, but then rule it out. And okay, we have an option where she's now working with Xander, but then they can rule that out. And then they have an option where she's working in the magic shop because Giles has offered her, this retail option because she's got to make money somehow. And, oh, that doesn't work out. So to me, that's kind of the takeaway, is that they wanted to play out different scenarios of what Buffy's life could be, because we started out the episode with them saying like, okay, what's your plan for your life, basically, which is a huge question. And to have her friends there and her sister and Giles staring at her waiting for her to have everything planned out is impossible. And then Giles does the reverse at the end of the episode, saying like, you don't have to have it all figured out. It's like, you literally sat her down and asked her what her plan was. So anyway, that's kind of my interpretation, is that this was the writer's way of kind of, fleshing out some of the options without having to make them real or do, 7 episodes of her trying to go back to college or trying to do different jobs. And obviously we saw at the end of the episode, Giles gives her a check. I'm assuming the check was substantial. And like I said in the previous episode, I had kind of, I don't want to say expected, but anticipated that Giles would offer, because he's the only adult in this situation who probably can financially. Like, Willow and everybody are also the same age as Buffy, and nobody is, financially stable, and Giles is the only adult around, so I'm glad he was able to offer something. And to see Buffy, be so excited that he's back and kind of see the check as a symbol that he's gonna stick around when as soon as we saw, you know, that shot of his face, I don't think he's going to, and he's still showing up as, you know, guest star and not in the main cast, so it's definitely been nice to have him for the few episodes, but I won't be surprised if he's not in the next one or is kind of phased out through the next episodes. Please no spoilers, but I feel like he came back. He obviously wanted to see Buffy. He wants to check up on her and offer some, you know, advice and help her with things, but I don't think his plan is to stay long term, especially now if he's helping her set up financially. Maybe he has, you know, prior commitments in the UK he has to go back to. We don't really know. And he said he still has an apartment out there, so he probably has to get back to that at some point. But I think he wanted to come in, you know, help her get settled a little bit, and then he's going to go. And I'm sure he'll always be a phone call away. If there's anything that they need, they can reach out, and we'll probably see a lot more phone call conversations. That's my guess. But I don't know how many episodes he's actually going to be in, especially with him not being in the credits. To see Buffy kind of, you know, feel like she's hit rock bottom and is like, I'm done with trying. I've, you know, 3 strikes, I'm out kind of thing. Like, she doesn't know who's going after her. She knows somebody is out there trying to make her life even more complicated than it needs to be. And she decides to get drunk with Spike and that kitten poker. I was not expecting that. And Spike trying to spend time with her, and Buffy getting very drunk, obviously, and trying to let loose. We don't see her do that very often, so it was interesting that she is kind of not given up, but even when she confesses to, you know, Giles saying, hey, I've screwed up, I'm supposed to be responsible, obviously it's overwhelming. Obviously she's been going through a lot these past few episodes, and these guys attacking her for no reason other than to try and take down the Slayer is not helping, and she doesn't know who it is. I'm assuming she'll figure it out in the next few episodes, because we can't have these guys as our season 6 villain. I refuse to accept that. That's just too ridiculous, and like, they're just, I don't find them intimidating at all, and it was kind of frustrating because it felt pretty predictable to know that she was going to beat them. And, you know, like, even though they're still out there, it definitely felt like they're trying to play a more lighthearted episode and have comedic elements. Even Jonathan, when he's the demon, his voice, you know, the language he's using isn't very scary because he's not a scary guy. So even though he looks like a demon now, he's still not able to, you know, emote that confidence that demons typically have. The makeup, prosthetics, that group of demons playing poker was so creepy and terrifying and so well done. And the one with like 3 different eyes on his face. And yeah, Jonathan is supposed to be like this devil creature, I'm guessing, just like this very tall red figure making threats to Buffy, and to even see him like transform back and kind of get into the van. He's like, guys, I won't fit, and has to, you know, like, next time you guys go is this thing. And yeah, it's just, it kind of feels like I'm getting like Revenge of the Nerds or something vibe like that. Like, these guys have had their own experiences with Buffy and now they're trying to get back at her, even though she's helped them. I mean, she didn't help Warren, but the fact that they, you know, have had interactions with her and now they've decided to gang up on her, it's just like, what is going on? I think the last piece was my favorite, where she was at the retail store, the magic shop, and was kept like Groundhog Day, kept looping and looping, trying to figure out how to make this customer happy. And even Buffy says she was bored there, you know, before any of this even happened, and she would not want to spend her time working with Anya. So I'm not surprised that option was quickly off the table anyway, but just to see her get frustrated and to see her, you know, break Giles' glasses and do all these things that I think she probably wanted to do for a long time, but knows no one will remember if she has a chance to do it now. And, you know, throwing the candles at that guy and trying to figure out this mummy hand situation. So that one was my favorite out of all 3, because it just, the longer it went on, the funnier it got, and it was just such a ridiculous concept. And, you know, trying to rip the bell off the wall and seeing this mummy hand with the tongs, and all just the different creative ways Buffy tried to approach the situation. Overall, I thought it was an okay episode, definitely more on the comedic, you know, lighthearted aspect of things, which is fine considering how crazy the past few episodes have been. And I feel like these 3 guys have kind of run their course. I don't know what they're gonna do next. It definitely set it up like they're gonna be in the next episode, so that's my guess. Please no spoilers. I feel like Giles is probably gonna leave town in the next episode now that he's given Buffy money. Maybe he needs some time to move things around. Who knows? Obviously, Dawn is, you know, going back to school, and Willow brought up magic in front of Giles this episode, but kind of, you know, backed it up and changed her mind, was like, oh, forget it, we won't do a spell, like, don't worry about it. So Buffy still doesn't seem to have a life plan, but I think that's fine. Like, she'll find something, and I just don't know what that's going to be. So I'm curious to see if that's kind of more our storyline this season, is Buffy growing up a little bit more, and if she decides to get a job, what that's going to look like. Obviously now she's got a little bit of breathing room since Giles gave her some money, so I don't think school's on the table. Like I said, I can't see her getting a regular job, but yeah, she's going to have to, you know, make some money somehow, so I'm curious to see where that's going to go. Maybe Willow knows a spell for planting money trees or something, who knows. It's been interesting to see Buffy and Spike spend more time together and where that's gonna go. But yeah, I still don't really have like solid footing on where this season is gonna take us yet. It's kind of been a lot of processing from season 5, as that was a huge event, and now we're in with this trio. So yeah, I don't really know what the plan is, but like I said, we're still, you know, only on episode 5. It's early into the season. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. There's no threat here. What are we doing? The world in hyperspeed? She fights demons for a living, and like time was moving fast? Come on. A magical flute? Oh, right in the pigtails! Yeah, they turned into goo and melted. Of course they put a camera in the skull. These guys. Ask me about curses. Why do they bed in kittens?